Hello, everyone. This is Nikshita, your happiness manager. I welcome you all to our Tuesday 10x Productivity Tips Q&A episode number 3. Hey, Sarika.
How are you?
I'm good, Sarika. How are you doing?
All super cool, and I'm super excited for our episode number 3 already. It's been like 2 weeks, and then we're in the third week. Awesome! And we are getting, lots of questions, which is a good sign, right?
True.
Awesome. Yeah,
Okay, Sarika, are you ready?
absolutely. Ever ready, next.
Okay. So we have our first question from Karthik. Karthik from Bangalore.
Okay.
He says that I am very productive and motivated to do my work. But at times I feel little lethargic and sometimes moody to do even the easiest task. How should I deal with such situations?
Okay. I'm sure, many of the working professionals would be going through this, up and down on different days. So, first things first, Karthik. If you're feeling low or lethargic or moody, um, think about this. You should be your first priority. Productivity is secondary to mental health. First of all, focus on yourself. So here are the three tips, in fact, powerful tips that I used to follow when I am little moody or I don't have much energy to start the work during the day. So here are the three powerful tips. All right. Number one, as per Harvard research, there are two types of activities when you do in the morning regularly, it will put you in the productive zone or high energy state. We call this as state change activities. All right. So two activities that I'm going to give you. Number one, the activity that gives you sense of accomplishment. A simple activity like when you wake up, just folding your quilt and then making your bed that releases dopamine. So dopamine, as I already mentioned, in the last or previous episode, next, right? We discussed about it, right? Okay, so dopamine is the key to, you know, so dopamine is the key chemical that puts you or inspires you to take action. All right. So the next activity is that which gives you pleasure. For example, maybe sitting in your balcony and then sipping an aromatic coffee or a nice green tea. Just enjoying your garden view or just watching the sky, right? That morning breeze, enjoying this experience for at least like 5 minutes will definitely elevate your mood levels. Okay, that's first tip. The second tip is observe your patterns frequently. This is like a long-term benefit one. So observe your patterns. Like number one, as you rightly mentioned, so some days you're like super productive and super energetic, but some days you're low. So observe, what are all the tasks or activities that make you energetic or productive, and what are all the activities or the days, that that makes you little gloomy, right? Observe the patterns and then do more of the first kind of activities so that you are in the high energy or high the good mood levels, and do less of these activities or make it to zero. All right. So observe your patterns frequently, and there you go. You can elevate your mood levels for sure. So that's my second tip for a long-term benefit. And number three, on the spot activity that you can do is just go for a nice walk. Okay, don't go in the sun. All right. So go for a nice walk or just enjoy your favorite music, but not the low melody one or not that depression kind of songs. Listen to upbeat music, or even if you are if you love dancing or if you just want to move the body, right? So which will definitely elevate your mood level. Just dance to any high beat or upbeat music for just 2 to 3 minutes. I'm damn sure this will elevate your mood levels. I mean, all of these three tips, if you follow, you can definitely enhance your mood levels within few seconds to few minutes. All right. So lastly, I would love to tell you that every day, any human being, we need to deal with stress, anxiety. and high and low energy levels also, and even mood levels also. All right. So please remember one thing: it's okay to be not okay. So self-love and self-care should be the priority for you. All right. So that's my solution or answer to Karthik's question next.
That was great, Sarika. The best part about your productivity tips are, they're very doable. Okay, and that's the best thing that I love about your productivity tips.
Okay.
Karthik, I'm pretty sure that this is going to help you. So let's get started with the next question.
Sure.
Okay, we have Vijay from Chennai. He says, "Hi, Sarika."
Hey, hi, hi, Vijay. I like that.
He says that I have been following your productivity tips and posts on social media from past 1 year. I'm a perfect manager at MNC in Chennai, and I manage a team of 30 plus under me who are working remotely now. How do I motivate and ensure that they don't go through unnecessary stress and become more productive?
Okay, I'm sure like many of the supervisors or team leaders or project managers go through this issue. Okay. First of all, Vijay, educate your team members that their physical environment is the topmost priority for them to get into the productive zone. So what do I mean by physical environment? It means that your employee should have a dedicated or designated workspace. They can't be working, lying on a couch or lying on a bed, or doing work in the kitchen, helping their spouses, or doing some other chores, right? And designated working space, and also designated working hours. Even if it is 5 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, doesn't matter, but then let them have a disciplined work life along with a designated working space. So these two things, please educate your team. All right. And then I'm going to give you 2 simple tips to follow. First one, learning hour. In a week, right? Just dedicate 1 hour as a learning hour where all of your team members should be on video mode and then learning at least for 40 to 45 minutes. And then the next 20, 15 minutes could be, question and answer session or brainstorming session. So as per Harvard research, again, I'm bringing a lot of research studies and then facts and statistics here because it's proven. So whatever we share, it is all proven facts or researched facts, right? So when every week, your team has this learning hour, they will, their confidence will boost up because they are improving on their competencies. All right. And thereby it will improve their self-efficacy. Self-efficacy is the ability of people to achieve a desired outcome or a goal. So basically, fear of low self-efficacy is one of the major root causes for procrastination. So when we are avoiding the procrastination, obviously the employee's productivity will boost up. All right. And there would be a sense of growth and development amongst the employees. There is when the employees or your team is doing the brainstorming, right? So there will be a lot of collaboration that is happening, and then the sense of belongingness. So team building actually happens in this just 1 hour of learning hour. All right. So that's the first thing that you can do apart from the education on designated working space and the disciplined working hours. The second thing, have at least 1 day in a week, if possible. Okay, declare no meeting day. Okay, absolutely no meeting day because everybody knows, including you, Vijay, that meetings are the killers of productivity, right? So have one no meeting day or even no communication day. Before that, all your team members should be aware about their outcomes for that particular day. They should be able to deliver those results. Ensure this much. Trust me, it will take care of your productivity of your team entirely. And thank me later. All right. So that's my answer next.
That was great, Sarika, because in the current pandemic situation, I'm sure that majority of people are working from home. So they would have a lot of hassle because of the change of environment and coordinating with people remotely. So I'm pretty sure that this is going to help a lot of people, whoever is viewing this Q&A episode.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So we have one more question from Sara from Bangalore. She wants to know how to overcome procrastination at work and personal life too.
Okay, thank you, Sarah. That was pretty straightforward question. But let me not give you straightforward answer, because there is no straightforward answer for this. So Sarah, you should understand first things first, right? Like, you should understand what are the root causes for you to get into procrastination, right? And there are many root causes, but when I start explaining, it will take a whole lot of workshop. We generally do this explanation in our workshops. Hidden invite for you to workshop. Yeah, that's first thing. All right. The second thing is you do your self-assessment. Basically, you become aware of your emotions, your thoughts, your beliefs, your actions, and the way that you approach your work, in fact, right? So there are a lot of factors first that you should first focus on those things, rather than incorporating any and every tip for you to overcome procrastination. But let me give you one universal tip which you can work out, but not to completely avoid procrastination, but then it can help you to get started. So this is my favorite and one of the favorites of our tribe, also the 10XP tribe. It's called 1 minute rule. It's called 1 minute rule. So it's very simple. So why do people procrastinate? Because they always go for pleasurable activities rather than painful activities, which is either a heap of workload at your work, or some pending tasks in your personal life, or some emotional drama that happens in your personal life that you want to avoid, right? So we usually avoid painful activities, and then we want to get into pleasurable activities. All right. So the 1 minute rule is very simple. Just put a timer for 1 minute, which is 60 seconds, and then jump right into action. Do not think about anything. So whatever is the first step, whatever is the first action item that you need to do with respect to any work, just do that 60-second wala bit. Okay. And then again, 1 more minute. So basically, you're getting into the action mode. When you're getting into the action mode, again, I'm going back to dopamine. All right. So dopamine gets released, which will again inspire you to take action. So it's always good to take benefit of the chemicals that are being produced also. And it hardly takes 60 seconds. Trust me, this works. And again, you can thank us later. All right.
That was great. So Sarah, on a personal note, I would like to say that 1 minute rule has been my favorite productivity tip, because I know how much I used to procrastinate before earlier. And because I used to think a lot about the outcomes than jumping into the action. So I'm very sure that you're going to love this productivity tip. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Sarika.
Hey, next you have got, you brought in a very nice point, in fact, here. You mentioned about fear of outcomes.
True.
Yeah. So Sarah, you can avoid all the fear of outcomes and then jump right into action item as Nick rightly mentioned. Hey, thanks for bringing that up again, Nick.
Thank you. So Sarika, we got a lot of comments from the last week's episode saying that the book that you suggested was really helpful. So what's your suggestion for this week's book?
I'm super glad to know that, Nick, that we're adding a lot of value to people.
True.
Right? So, okay, working professionals. Book of this week is one of my favorites from, again, one of my favorite author, Brian Tracy, The Power of Focus, Bullseye. It's just 100-page book. You can read it just like the very simple, plain language. And Brian Tracy talks about 7 different, things that can make people to get into focus zone, just like that. All right. So he talks about power of clarity, power of focus, power of purpose, power of concentration, power of excellence, power of people, and power of persistence. All right. This is a great read, and definitely it has transformed my life and then my thought process. Okay. So yeah, that's the book. I'm sure
Thank you,
you're
Sarika.
curious to buy that one. No? All right, peeps. So hope you have enjoyed this week's Tuesday Tennis Productivity Tips along with me. Nick, thank you so much for asking. And then first of all, thank you so much for compiling lots of questions that we are getting and then giving an emotion to the questions. I love that. Hi, Sarika from Vijay. Lovely, Nick. Okay. And Karthik, Vijay, and Sarah, thank you so much for your questions. I thoroughly enjoyed answering all of your questions. I hope these productivity tips and solutions will definitely help you, right? So on that note, let's take leave next. And if you have any questions, we have given the Google form link right below. So go click and then put your questions there. All right. So thank you, and then take care, people. Bye bye. Bye, next.
Bye, Sarika. Thank you, everyone.